welcome to exercise 28, practice drawing arcs number 2. So, unlike the exercise 27, this one has almost no step-by-step directions. It more or less tells you to start a new model and to draw it. And what you see on the screen right now is the model we're going to wind up drawing. So step number 1 is to go ahead and start a new file. So you go to File, New, and it's going to be Small Objects Inches. So now that we have Small Objects Inches up, I'm going to tell you to open up your front viewport. That's where we're going to be drawing this. And you want to have a couple of the drawing aids on. You want to have O-snap on, and you want to go O-snap and have the end command on. And you can have grid snap on, but that's not 100% necessary, but definitely O-snap end. So our instructions show us a drawing with all our dimensions on it, and it tells you that you're going to use it drawing a couple of different line, circles, and arc commands. I'm going to suggest that we're going to wind up mirroring this object. So we're going to draw the top half, meaning that we are going to cut down straight down the middle. Let's see if I can bring this up. So we're going to cut it right from the center of our large arc, right through the middle, through the center of all the arcs, and that's where we're going to be drawing this. So that's how we're going to draw it and mirror the lower half. So that's the way I'm going to teach you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use an arc. Our main arc or center arc starts right here at the origin point. So if we come up to curve and go to our arc command, center start angle, type in 0 for our origin. And then we type in the radius of our arc. And what I want to do is go straight up. So I'm going to hold down the magical shift key and go straight to the right. So that's our first line drawn, our center arc. Now we're going to start adding some lines. You can either use polyline or better in this case is a single line because there's no connection of lines. It's just one line and an arc. And we type in that distance, hold down shift key, go straight up, and there we go. Now we're on to drawing this arc right here. So this little crosshair shows you where the center of that arc is. And what we're going to use is a start and direction arc. So we're going to start at the end of our line, and we're going to end up here. So we're going to have to do coordinates. And we know the size of our arc, and that is going to be our coordinates. So from our end here, it's going to be 0.5 to the right and 0.5 up. And that's how we have to throw it in to our CAD. So we're going to go up to curve. We're going to go to arc, start and direction. We're going to go to the end of our line. Again, with O-snap on, you can see with my crosshairs, the word end comes up. That way I know I'm connected to the end of that line. I type in R, so that way I change my origin point. So I can say from the point I'm at now, I'm going to go to the right 0.5 and an up 0.5. So R 0.5, comma 0.5. Again, with the two coordinates, left, right is first, up, down is second. Hit the enter key, and now I get an arc. I'm going to hold down a shift key to go straight up, and there is my top arc. Now I get to go ahead and draw another single line. And look in our directions, it's well defined how long that line is. Hold down the shift key, go straight to the right. There we go. Now we're going to wind up drawing this arc right here. So we're going to go down and to the right. And again, it's a radius 1. So those are going to be my two dimensions. I have to go to the right one and down 1. So I'm going to start up my start and direction arc again. Click on the end of my line, type in R, and then R1, because I'm going to go to the right 1 unit, and I'm having to go down, so it's going to be a -1 this time. And now all I have to do is hold down the shift key, click my mouse, and there we go. Now the next bit is a little bit tricky, because there is no dimension here. Now I can go down here and hope that these dimensions are the dimension of my lines, or what I'm actually going to do, since I know this is definitely in the center of this outside arc and this circle, and I know it's from my origin point or the center of this arc where my origin point is, all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this arc and then kind of connect the dots with that line. So we start up our start and direction arc this time, or center start angle, I'm sorry. And we're going to type in our distances. So 2.5, 2.52 gives us a distance of 7, 0. And that's the start of that arc. And then I type in the arc's radius, hold down a shift key to go straight up. Oops, I double clicked, my bad. Let's try that again. Center start angle, 7, 0. type in the size of my arc. And I didn't type it in correctly yet. There we go, third time's the charm. Hold down the shift key, click, and then swing it down and to the right and click again. So there is that portion of the arc. Now the circle. Again, since I'm going to mirror it, I only need half a circle. So when I'm drawing a portion of a circle, I'm going to use the arc command. So I'm going to go back up to curve, arc, center, start angle. I'm going to start it at the same spot, 7, 0. And then I'm going to type in how large the circle is, which is 3/4 of an inch radius. 0.75. Hold down the shift key, and I'm going to draw the top half of my circle. Now I can play connect dots there with that line. So single line, and I'm just going to go from the end of the arc to the end of that line. Now I got to draw the slot. So we're looking at two different arcs, and again, I'm going to play connect dot with that line. So I know the center of this arc is 2.5 from that arc, and I know the center of this arc is 2.5, 2.5, so 5 from the center of that arc, which is our origin point. And both arcs are a radius of 0.5. So again, we're going to wind up using the center start angle, and then we just have to type in 2.5, 0 for the start of that arc, and how big my arc is, and then use our magical shift key to draw that exactly 90 degrees. And do the same thing with the other one. Now all we have to do is connect the dots with that line, and there we go. Now we get to mirror it. So again, a couple of ways we can select everything. We can hold the shift key down and have fun clicking on every single line, or I can draw a box around the whole thing, or I can do a Control A and select everything at once. And then we go up to transform menu, we're going to go down to mirror command, and we're going to start it at the origin point, or the 0, 0 point. Now all I'm going to do again, hold down my magical shift key, click, and there we go. Both sides of my wrench is done. Select it again, because now we're going to extrude it, and the instructions tell us to extrude this for 1. And if everything went well, we should have a solid object here. Again, if you have just the outlines but no solid part of the object, you got a gap somewhere, and you're going to have to either redo that or try to find it and fix it. So that is it for exercise number 28, practice with arcs 2.